Hey, core reporters, welcome back to my channel. Listen, I don't keep up with these love and hip hop people the way that I should be because I used to be a diehard fan of the show, like when it first came out with Jimmy and Chrissy and all them, and Olivia and Rich Dallas. But I was just perusing through the Jasmine Brand website, which I love. Shout out to the Jasmine Brand. When this headline stopped me in my tracks, I was about to go downstairs, grab lunch. I was like, wait a second, Grace. Lunch can wait. We need to get into this story because it's actually quite disturbing, and I feel like it should serve as a PSA to young women, or even grown women everywhere, on just how you cannot keep a man who does not want to be kept. You cannot tame a man who does not want to be tamed. You cannot raise a man. You cannot give enough sex to a sex addict. It's quite sad. So, as you can see from the title, let me make it bigger so that we can really get into the story. Princess admits that she was having threesomes with Ray J simply because she wanted to keep him. And this part really breaks my heart. She talks about how she can be fun too, but nothing is ever enough. Sorry, but men like Ray J are sick in the head, in my opinion. They're deviant. They are, what's that word? They're hedonistic. You can never do enough for them. So you should not even bother trying. First of all, you should never even be trying to do things that make you uncomfortable for the sake of a relationship, even if it is a marriage, even if it is the father of your kids. Like, this is just so sad how it's always women who are taught to just bend over backwards, contort themselves, twist themselves into pretzels, degrade themselves, debase themselves, doing things they don't even want to do to keep a relationship with a man who doesn't even offer much in a relationship anyway. What does Ray J offer besides a headache, besides infidelity, besides possible STDs? Money? Princess, you have money too. You were in Floyd's harem. Like, I'm sure you saved some money from that. You're a reality star. You're a social media influencer. You've got money. You did not need to do this, honey. Like, this is actually quite sad. I think it speaks to the fact that Ray J is not the only person in this relationship or in this marriage who is a little bit off in the head. Princess clearly has some issues as well that need to be examined. So apparently this went down in an episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami. So the two of them get into an argument about, and by the way, this divorce has been going on for like 3 years at this point. Wendy Williams was still like normal and on air when they were first talking about getting divorced. So I can't believe it's still not wrapped up at this point. Safari and Erica even finally got divorced, you guys. So let's get into how that conversation actually went. So apparently Ray J taunts Princess, telling her that she can't get away from him because they've got kids. That's true. They've got Melody, as you can see her on the right, and Epic over there on the left. And so this is where Ray J really decides to blow up her spot. So she's calling him out for just like doing all sorts of like nasty things, outside of their marriage and whatnot. And he's like, oh, we're not going to do that. I'm going to expose you. You've already been doing it, not me. Anything I've done, you've done it with me. You guys, and I think that was the warning shot where he's like, if you keep going down this road, I am going to have to get real with you and I'm going to have to humiliate you. And he decides to actually do it. So at this point, Ray J full blown doubles down and says, anything that I've ever done, you've done it with me. Anytime I was ever effing with BITCHs, guess who was with me? Princess. She was right in the effing room. You guys, the way I would melt into the floor if first of all, if I were even doing this, I would not. But if I were even doing this, like, here's the thing. If you like it, whatever, cool. But Princess clearly does not like this. She's doing this to keep Brandys brother, of all people. This isn't Bill Gates, sis. And so now come to oh my God, the fact that he would put that out there about her is just so absolutely humiliating. And so Princess, again, I didn't watch this episode. I was just so stunned by it when I read it in the Jasmine Brand. So I'm learning about this right now. So Princess, she does a confessional where she confirms what it is that Ray J's saying. By the way, I believe that Ray J's exaggerating. He's claiming that it happened every time, but it's not true. I remember like one of the catalysts for one of their divorce attempts was when she was in a hotel room getting ready to go back to California. He wanted to stay in Vegas. It was after an award show. And then he was hooking up with like strippers or something like that in Vegas. And she was in the other room with her kids. Like, I don't believe it's 100% of the time, but I do believe that it has happened a couple of times. So Princess's own words about these shared adventures with her hedonistic husband are as follows. There's been times where it's like I loved Ray J so much and tried to do the whole threesome thing because you don't have to go outside of the relationship. Like I can be fun too, but nothing is ever enough for Ray. And I can't keep sacrificing myself and my sanity, trying to be something that I'm not to make him happy. Oh my God, Princess, the way you've suffered, my poor girl. She really, really, really needs to speak to like a psychiatrist or a therapist or like whatever she can find. Because this is just heartbreaking. Like the amount of trauma that she's put herself through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, doing these things that she doesn't want to do to keep that shell of a man. I can't. Like she must be so broken. And the fact that they can't even bring themselves to find like full-blown clothes and finish up with this divorce, when they just walk around treating each other like crap so publicly is just insane to me. I think it really goes to show how deep this toxic bond that they share runs. And yeah, I think they need help, both of them, getting out of this because this is just not good. It's not healthy. And the saddest part about this is that they've got kids and they're out there putting this sort of information. And, Ray J allegedly taunts her, like, oh, stop acting like you don't know who you are. This is who you are, blah, blah, blah. Like, God. Yeah, that's quite sad, you guys. It really is. Princess, I feel really sad for you that you have felt the need to do this. And it's not even a judgment at all, you guys. I feel like a lot of women feel the need to debase themselves like this to keep, a shell of a man. I will tell you, I know a girl who does this sort of thing. She's not a bisexual woman or anything like that, but she does engage in threesomes that are exclusively with women because it's always like that, right? These open relationships, it's always, women who are added to them and never men. I wonder why. And so, yeah, she does that because the guy keeps her in a certain kind of a lifestyle. She's not a friend of mine. I just know of her. And yeah, like you can only keep up with that for so long if that is not who you are and if that is not what you want. Like every single time you do it, you are traumatizing yourself. You're losing a piece of yourself. And it just makes me sad. Like the patriarchy, the misogyny of it all. It's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm going to have to get into Love and Hip Hop Miami, you guys, because this is just sounding off the charts. Are you guys surprised to learn this? Or is this something that you kind of figured or assumed yourself that Princess had been doing from time to time? And who do you believe in this story? Because Princess wants to paint herself as the 1000% victim. She never wanted to do this. She just wanted to keep her marriage together. And then Ray J's saying that she's fake, that she's pretending she didn't want to do this, but she knows who she is. Listen, knowing that Princess was part of a harem with Floyd Mayweather, allegedly part of a harem, because Floyd had a lot of women going at the same time, right? And she was one of them. So that leads me to believe that she's like the anything for a rich man type of woman, even if it's something that like she doesn't technically want it. Like I feel like she'd want to be in a stable, normal monogamous relationship, but she wants a rich man more than she wants that. She wants a lifestyle more than she wants that. And so she'll put up with these things. So I do agree that she's telling the truth, which is that this is not her. She does not want to have the threesomes and this and that. And I also agree that Ray J is saying this is who you are. Maybe she's grappling with that. The fact that she's willing to go so far against herself for material possessions. You know what I mean? I feel like they're both right in some respects. But more importantly, I feel like they need a divorce. Anyway, you guys, did this shock you as much as it shocked me? It's not surprising, right? It's just that I feel like I need to take a shower before I go grab my lunch at this point, but you let me know what you think. And for more pop culture news, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.